property.
The house again?
Yeah.
Were they in the house?
No, not the property. They're searching.
1 hour later, the bodies of the two missing children were found. Chad Daybell was arrested, and now they both face trial.
Prepare yourself for an unforgettable journey into one of the most chilling and twisted cases in recent history that rippled across America. The disturbing saga of Lori Vallow Daybell takes us into the eerie depths of the human psyche. This one is not for the faint of heart. Our narrative unfolds in the calm tranquility of Idaho in 2019, where a seemingly picture-perfect family was shattered, erasing the joyful giggles of two innocent children, Joshua JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan. News of this traumatic event echoed throughout the city, leaving the community shocked and struggling to comprehend the unthinkable. As days merged into weeks and weeks slackened into months, the children's whereabouts remained a haunting question. The relentless search for them gripping the nation. The unsettling question of how someone could execute such horrendous actions gnawed at everyone's mind. Yet, as time spiraled forward, the elusive answers and the steadfast pursuit of justice formed an undying endeavor. Welcome back to True Crime Expresso, where we travel deep in the abyss of solved and unsolved cases and enigmatic mysteries that give you goosebumps. In today's video, we embark on this horrifying expedition to untangle strands of truth from the heart-wrenching case at hand, prying into the psyche of Lori Vallow Daybell. With twists and turns, startling revelations, and lingering doubts, we aim to grasp the unimaginable motivations behind these vanishing acts and comprehend the catalyst that could propel someone towards such dreadful deeds. Lori Vallow Daybell, also known as Lori Ryan Daybell, was born on June 26, 1973, in San Bernardino, California. Growing up, she attended a local private school in her hometown and then completed her degree at a renowned university. Surprisingly, her marriage path was turbulent. She was married 5 times. At the young age of 19, Lori tied the knot with her high school sweetheart, Nelson Yanes. However, their union ended in divorce shortly after, with no children between them. In 1995, Lori tied the knot with William LaGoya, and they welcomed their son, Colby Ryan. Sadly, their marriage didn't last, and they divorced in 1996. Shortly after, in 2001, Lori married Joseph Ryan, and together they had a daughter named Tylee Ryan. However, in 2004, their marriage faced challenges which led to a divorce. The situation took a dark turn in 2007 when Lori's brother, Alex Cox, confronted Joseph Ryan, accusing him of mistreating Lori and the kids. Cox went to extreme lengths and used a taser on Ryan and even issued threats of violence. As a result, Cox faced the consequences and served a 90-day jail sentence after pleading guilty. Tragically, in 2018, Joseph Ryan was found dead in his apartment due to a heart attack. This tumultuous tale is only the beginning of the perplexing journey that surrounds Lori Vallow Daybell. In February 2006, Lori exchanged vows with Leland Anthony Vallow, known as Charles, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Charles, a devoted Catholic, embraced the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for Lori's sake. In a heartwarming gesture, Charles and Lori extended their love to Joshua JJ Vallow, adopting him as their own son. JJ, who was facing the challenges of autism, found a caring home within their family. But the adoption came with a condition that JJ's biological grandparents, Kay and Larry Woodcock, would remain a significant part of his life. But after 1 month, the Woodcocks moved to Arizona. Despite the distance, the Woodcocks tried to maintain contact with JJ through regular phone calls and FaceTime sessions. The Vallow family later moved to Kauai, Hawaii, where they operated a small business. In 2016, the Vallow family returned to the U.S. mainland, settling down in Arizona, where JJ and his sister, Tylee, continued to share a close bond. Despite facing challenges, they appeared to be a close-knit and contented family. Friends spoke highly of Lori, portraying her as a patient and exemplary mother. However, it all changed when Lori immersed herself in the Doomsday novels of Chad Daybell. Little did anyone know that this seemingly innocuous interest would lead their story down a path of catastrophic consequences. Chad Guy Daybell, a native of Provo, Utah, was born in 1968. He was a self-published author with a passion for religious and end-times fiction. After graduating from Brigham Young University, he ventured into various jobs, including serving as a cemetery sexton. In 1990, during his time at BYU, Chad tied the knot with Tammy Daybell in a sacred ceremony at the Manti, Utah Temple. In 2004, he established the Spring Creek Book Company, where he released his religious and end-times fiction books, collaborating with a skilled graphic artist named Douglas. The couple spent most of their marriage in Utah until 2015, when they relocated to Rexburg, Idaho. Chad described the decision as being driven by supernatural urging. Lori Vallow discovered Chad Daybell's books in 2015, and her fascination with his teachings grew exponentially over time. Even after the Vallow family moved back to Arizona in 2016, Lori's fascination with Daybell's writings only grew stronger. Destiny intervened in the autumn of 2018 when Lori and Chad crossed paths at a Preparing a People gathering. It was during this event that Chad confided in Lori, sharing a belief that they had been united in marriage not just once, but in 7 past lifetimes. This encounter marked the beginning of their private communication. Following their initial encounter, Lori's husband went away on a business trip, which granted her the opportunity to host a small gathering at her home. Among the attendees were Chad and Gib, a family friend, who mesmerized the group with Chad's peculiar religious beliefs. He spoke of having lived 31 lives on different planets, categorizing people as light or dark, based on their connection to Jesus Christ or Satan. Chad also saw Lori as an eternal being with 21 lives, 5 of which coincided with his own earthly experiences, sparking a deep bond between them. Fascinated by Chad's teachings, Lori became deeply attached to him. On December 5, 2018, Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow made an appearance on the Time to Warrior Up episode of the Preparing a People podcast. Subsequently, Chad stayed at Lori's Arizona residence. Both shared a well-documented obsession with apocalyptic beliefs, influenced by Mormonism, which Chad elaborated on in various books and podcasts. Lori's niece, Melanie Boudreau, also shared these beliefs. It was revealed that Lori's beliefs even extended to a belief in zombies. Lori and Chad purportedly told their close friend Melanie Gibb that they were part of the Church of the Firstborn, a fundamentalist Mormon group often associated with being a doomsday cult. In February 2019, a drastic change befell the relationship between Lori Vallow and Charles Vallow. Lori informed Charles that she no longer cared for Charles or their son JJ. Lori claimed that she was the reincarnated wife of Joseph Smith and then disappeared for 58 unsettling days. During this time, Charles Vallow sought a divorce, fearing for his safety and that of his children. He had already alerted the police about Lori's threats to kill him, the theft of a substantial amount of money from his accounts, and her belief in being a god preparing for a second coming. He also tried to get her help, asking authorities for mental health intervention, but she was considered mentally competent at that time. Moreover, 1 month later, Charles withdrew his divorce suit, stating that he wanted to try to make the marriage work. On July 11, 2019, a tragic event unfolded at Charles Vallow's home in Chandler, Arizona. Alex Cox, brother of Lori Vallow, killed Charles. Alex claimed that it was an act of self-defense, as Charles allegedly tried to attack him with a baseball bat. Even Tylee, who was present during the incident, provided a similar version, asserting that Cox acted in self-defense. Cox also did not perform CPR and delayed calling the police for a staggering 43 minutes. Despite the troubling circumstances, the police did not pursue the matter further because they considered Tylee and JJ as witnesses to this harrowing incident. After Charles died, his lawyer stated that Charles was more concerned for JJ's safety and well-being due to his special needs. After her husband's death, Lori Vallow relocated with her children to Rexburg, Idaho, to be closer to Chad Daybell. Unbeknownst to all, her brother, Alex Cox, also settled in the same apartment complex. On October 9, 2019, Tammy, Chad's wife, reported a terrifying encounter with a masked man who allegedly shot at her in her driveway with a defective paintball marker. Strangely, the perpetrator remained unidentified. Tragically, just 10 days later, Tammy was found dead in her home, apparently from natural causes. However, Chad claimed that Tammy had gone to bed the night before her death and she was suffering from a bad cough, and that's why she died in her sleep. Despite the suspicious circumstances surrounding Tammy's passing, her body was not subjected to an autopsy because of Chad's refusal. In this whirlwind of events, Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell tied the knot in Hawaii on November 5, 2019, just weeks after the mysterious death of Chad's first wife, Tammy Daybell. As their marriage unfolded, disturbing revelations came to light. They deceived others, claiming that Tylee had passed away in 2017 and that Lori had no minor children. Trouble escalated when, on November 26th, police conducted a welfare check on JJ at his grandmother's request. Lori insisted that JJ was in Arizona with a family friend, Melanie Gibb. However, police discovered that Gibb hadn't seen JJ in months. On that night, a neighbor saw Lori and Alex Cox quickly loading a truck. The next day, the authorities discovered that both houses were empty. At this, law enforcement agencies launched an intensive and chilling investigation into the perplexing case. During the investigation, they came to know that Tylee was spotted on September 8, 2019, at Yellowstone National Park in the company of her mother Lori, her brother JJ, and her uncle Alex Cox. The last known sighting of JJ was captured on a doorbell video while playing with a friend on September 23, 2019, at Rexburg's Kennedy Elementary School. Following these events, the situation took a puzzling turn when Lori informed the school on September 24, 2019, that she would be homeschooling JJ. In September 2019, an intriguing financial trail emerged in Lori Vallow Daybell's case. It was reported that she made deposits into her daughter Tylee's account, only to have the money quickly transferred via Venmo to her son, Colby Ryan. Startlingly, this pattern repeated 29 times, prompting authorities to take a closer look at the financial dynamics within the family. The case of Lori's missing children took a shocking twist as investigators uncovered a disturbing truth. Not only were the children nowhere to be found, but Lori herself was deceiving the authorities regarding their whereabouts. Despite desperate pleas from concerned family members and law enforcement, she remained uncooperative and decided to flee the state alongside her new husband, Chad Daybell, which raised even more suspicions. Amidst the relentless search for Tylee and JJ, authorities honed in on a significant lead, a storage locker in Rexburg, rented by Lori in October 2019. Inside, they found a haunting collection of belongings of missing children, ranging from clothes to bikes and photographs. Strangely, Lori left these items behind when she abruptly departed Rexburg in late November 2019. The CCTV footage showed Lori and her brother, Alex Cox, engaged in mysterious activities, moving possessions to and from the locker before her sudden departure. On December 6, 2019, a significant development emerged in the case when Gibb, a family friend, reached out to the Rexburg Police Department. She disclosed that Chad and Lori had contacted her and urged her to provide false information about JJ's whereabouts. Subsequently, on December 11th, another disturbing revelation came to light. Authorities made a startling discovery regarding the death of Tammy Daybell, Chad's previous wife. The Fremont County Sheriff's Office deemed her death suspicious, leading to the decision to exhume her body for an autopsy. The Utah medical examiner's findings were chilling, revealing that Tammy Daybell had tragically met her demise at the hands of another, and that she had suffered from asphyxiation. On December 12, 2019, one more death occurred. Lori's brother, Alex Cox, passed away at the age of 51 due to natural causes. The cause of death was linked to a blood clot that had lodged in the arteries of his lungs. Interestingly, his system showed traces of the overdose drug Narcan. The circumstances surrounding his passing raised questions and added another layer of mystery to the unfolding events. On December 20, 2019, the Rexburg Police Department announced that JJ and Tylee were nowhere to be found. Their presence was connected to the suspicious death of Tammy. Adding to the intrigue, authorities named Chad and Lori as persons of interest in this perplexing case. On January 25, 2020, an order was issued to Lori Vallow Daybell demanding the children. However, she failed to comply with the order, and as a consequence, on February 20, 2020, authorities took her into custody. Lori faced a series of serious charges in Madison County, Idaho, including 2 felony counts for desertion and non-support of her dependent children. Additionally, she had 3 misdemeanors against her. The authorities initially set her bail at an astonishing $5 million, but it was later reduced to $1 million when she was extradited back to Idaho. Despite her efforts for further bail reduction in May, the court denied her request. Despite Lori's arrest in Hawaii, the fate of her missing children remained a haunting mystery. However, on June 9, 2020, a chilling breakthrough occurred at Chad Daybell's residence in Idaho. Authorities stumbled upon a gruesome find: human remains buried in the shallow graves on the property. JJ's lifeless body was found concealed within a black plastic bag, tightly bound with duct tape, near a tree. A chilling sight greeted the investigators as they found a piece of wood paneling and 3 large white flat rose laid out over his grave. In a seemingly disturbing ritual, not far from there, Tylee's remains were unearthed and buried within the pet cemetery. The horrifying truth revealed her body had been dismembered and callously burned in a fire pit. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell faced charges for the murders of Tylee, JJ, and Tammy Daybell in Idaho. They were charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy, and grand theft related to JJ and Tylee's deaths. Chad was additionally charged with first-degree murder for Tammy's death. Lori was also charged with conspiring to murder her ex-husband in Arizona. Shockingly, it was revealed that Lori and Chad firmly believed their own children, Tylee and JJ, were possessed and referred to them as zombies. During the trial, Ms. Gibbs' testimony unveiled a chilling belief held by Lori Vallow Daybell. According to Ms. Gibb, Lori believed that the only way to rid her children of the evil spirits possessing them was to end their lives. This shocking revelation shed light on the disturbing mindset that led to the tragic and unthinkable act of killing her own children. Prosecutors sought the death penalty for the murders of JJ, Tylee, and Tammy. Lori's trial began on April 3, 2023, while Chad Daybell's case was rescheduled. Lori Vallow's verdict was announced on May 12, 2023, as she was found guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder for the deaths of her children, and conspiracy to kill Tammy. Finally, on July 31, 2023, she received the grim sentencing of 5 life terms without the possibility of parole. In the chilling conclusion of this heart-wrenching case, justice finally caught up with Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, holding them accountable for their heinous deeds. With the weight of guilt on their shoulders, they faced the consequences they rightly deserved. As we bid farewell to Tylee, JJ, and Tammy Daybell, let their memory serve as a poignant reminder to cherish and safeguard the innocence of our beloved ones. What did you think of this case? Let us know your thoughts down below.